Dude, have
Have
you
you
heard his
figured out what the
Tesla
Earth
launch?
is made of?
I don't think it's a made of. We haven't discovered a material that we could say it's made of. It's a resonance.
Dude, why?
Oh no, the Earth is definitely made out of things.
1 second.
You should list all the ingredients.
Oh, there's only one. It's dead bodies.
Oh, clutch! That was an
What about-
unexpected good answer.
What about dead plants and dead trees and stuff?
Those are
Yeah,
could be
maybe, but mainly just dead bodies.
That's dark, bro.
like my friend telling me I'm eating chicken babies when I'm eating eggs. It's like, bro, can't wait to eat some chicken babies. I'm like, what the?
Oh, eggs. Yeah, eggs are great.
Yeah,
Which came first?
chicken or the egg?
Good question.
Well, I can actually prove that we live on top of dead bodies.
Okay,
I think I agree with that.
let's hear it.
Oh, well, hold on. I got to show you.
This TOS.
So basically, massive, colossal beings died in early Earth.
Well, the thing is things don't just die. So
I'm just throwing a wrench in on some of the stuff I've heard about. Like, what is it? Crap. What's the winged god? So a lot of people try to show the wings and the structure of its body on the North American
Finally.
crustal boundary.
Okay.
oh, you mean Quetzalcoatl?
Finally.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. So actually, if you join my stream, I'll show you pretty. I mean, it's undeniable evidence. I mean, people can deny it all day and come up with excuses, but I mean, it's pretty hard to deny what we're looking at.
What?
The dead bodies we live on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow the
so,
Telegram.
There's a mountain in Garden of the Gods. There was a mountain called Sleeping Giant, and it literally looked like a giant.
yeah, because it probably
A
was,
whole body.
or
like
it
it was
probably
the
is.
whole
I
body.
should say. Yeah,
Dude.
it probably is.
In Arizona, they literally acknowledge the mountains as like giants. Like it's like nonchalant. Yeah, those are just petrified giants. Like, yeah, what about them? I'm like, oh, okay. Like I didn't. Whenever I went down there to interview them, like I went there to interview the Native Americans about their culture, their legends, their historical stories about in America, the giants being there. And I have so much footage, dude. Like it's like 16 hours of footage. Like I do not have the time to go through that. I am very sorry. I can one day potentially, but it is so much footage. But just trust me on this one, okay? So I interviewed many people down there, including Native Americans themselves. This woman who had dinosaurs found on her land, had a giant found on her land. Who she said the head of the giant was as big as our body. The government came and took over the whole thing, and it was just gone. Have y'all ever seen South Park and like he was like putting your money in a savings account? It's like and it's gone. That's just what happened. It was just gone. Like they came, took over the operation. And she said they came back and showed her pictures at least, but didn't give her any. Anyway, so yeah, people with the legends of giants on their lands. The mountains are giants. Those huge tree stumps they call buttes, Buttes. Look them up. They're all over Arizona and that whole region. Like Monument Valley. You can look up in there. They're absolutely huge. They are huge. I have pictures of them I took. Like look up Tower Butte, Tower Butte. It's in America. They know that those are tree stumps. They know that the mountains are giants. They know that giants roamed with humans. They have legends and drawings of it. Like it's there.
Yeah. Okay. So back to what I'm showing here. Whoever's watching,
I'm watching.
So you see over here, I got a squid, right? And then you got the squid anatomy. Now, does anyone know what's special about squid and their blood?
It's blue.
Yeah, but why?
Because they have a different form of heme.
Yeah, so it actually contains copper. So here, I've already looked it up. It says squid blood is blue due to the presence of a copper-containing protein called hemocyanin or something like that. Okay, so here we go. We see the squid. We got the anatomy. We got the eyes. We got the internal organs. So over here we got Google Earth. Now I'm zooming in here. Now this is supposed to be like they call it the Eye of the Sahara. They say it's like it was Atlantis or something. I don't know anything about that. What I do know is it is an actual eye, and it's an eye of a squid. So as you see over there where it says eye, then you have the little siphon. Now, if we move down here, you're going to see right there is a little circle. That's about the same distance, right? It's about where it would be. Now, remember, not all squid are exactly the same, so anatomy is slightly different depending on the type and, of course, size.
Good point.
What was that?
I was just cheering you on. That's a good point. That's so true.
Okay, so now if we zoom out, okay, we're going to see there's actually the whole body or the whole, yes, the whole body pretty much, minus the tentacles. The tentacles have been essentially ripped off. Because remember, things don't just die, things are killed. So not where I have the place markers, but in this area. So we have the eye, which is here where this blue, this first place marker is. And then we have bunch of black spots down here. Now here we have the eye, and then probably right about here, and then about here you'd have about the heart. So these are about the same distance, right, on Google Maps. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor. I'm making it big, right between here and here and here and here. Now, when we zoom in here, we find an actual mine. Now, can you guess what kind of mine it is?
Copper.
Gold. They have a lot of gold
There we
mines
go.
down there.
It is the
No, it's
MCM
gold.
Maurentian and copper mines.
Yay! I was right.
Hey,
So-
so that hey, that area, I guess there was an old Muslim king, Masu Masa or whatever. I guess he was the richest man ever to live. He was richer than like all the billionaires. I guess he was the only trillionaire in history or whatever. Have you heard of him?
No.
No.
Yeah, look him up. But if you go on Google Earth, if you look, I guess the country's called Mali, I think. But if you can't travel into that country, they got it all blocked off.
Molly?
It's like, yeah, it's fenced off. If you go into Google Earth and you look at the like the coastline of that area where he's showing you with the Eye of the Sahara, if you look closely, you'll see like a fence line, and there's nothing there. Like they won't permit you into that country. But it's like a huge, gigantic, like thousands of miles of that they won't let you in that area.
Yeah, there's still active slave trading going on there, actually.
Weren't you just talking about the squid? So you're saying if you had a big enough squid, it would leave like veins of copper? Because I don't know what I was watching. It was about like gold. You know, how gold is also in veins, silver veins. All everything's in these veins.
So what's the
So,
third? What's the third
kinda
layer of
interesting.
this, or is that it?
What third
No,
layer?
just veins. Gold
So-
veins could be
So you
big.
found a
giant
copper mine
blood,
inside of
you know?
what looks
Yeah.
like a squid eye, and so what's the conclusion? Squids are
No. The copper mine is where the heart would be on this being. So
Wow.
what we're looking at, yeah. So going back to the eye, I've just measured the eye. It's about 38 kilometers across, right? Probably about 40 kilometers. So just imagine that, right? You see a 40-kilometer eye. I mean, that's inconceivable, right? So the mine, like I was demonstrating here, let me turn all this stuff off. So what I was saying is the distance or the ratio, whatever you want to call it, between the eye and where the organs are is the same as we see over here, where the eye and the organs would be on the squid itself. They proportionately line up. Now, when we zoom in here, since squid have copper in their blood, this is probably the heart. So there is a copper mine at the same distance or proportionate distance, whatever you want to call it, from the eye in reality, in real life, in the Sahara Desert. So there is literally squid anatomy in the Sahara Desert.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
can you? Yeah, that's.
Thank you for
Can
sharing.
you zoom into the coastline and see that to see if there's actually right there.
That's the tentacles
zoom-
right there.
No, these aren't the tentacles. So this would be the mantle. So it lines up the same. So we have the eye here, the heart, copper mine here. So the mantle would be all right here, but the mantle has actually been removed. The mantle has been
Wow.
put over here.
Huh.
So, and let me see.
Look, there's two squids.
No, there's only one squid.
There's two.
No, there's one.
What are
There's
you talking
a
about?
squid.
33 squids. How the hell would you know how many squids there are? But it's definitely badass. If it's real.
That's the craziest
You
thing.
mentioned
The
that big,
eyeball.
like that's a big creature. What's eating that though? What's
Well,
what's
so
the shark that's eating that squid?
the squid is actually its lower body is attached to the giant fish that's right above it. So I don't know if you can see my mouse when I
Oh
don't make it
yeah,
big. Can you see my mouse? Not can you see my mouse
yeah, I
now?
can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fish is here. Okay. Now if you've ever let's see.
Have you ever thought like where the ink sacs might be on that thing? Is it by the copper?
Well, that's the thing. So the copper mine, if you'll notice, it's black, which indicates that there's black ink in the copper mine. I'll go back and show you. So here we have a tiger barb. You can see now. Now this is the correct direction that the fish on Earth is facing. So you can see right here his little spot. That would be where I guess his tail or his ass would be. His head would be here. The squid's body is actually attached right here. And if we go in, we can see here's the fish eye right here, right there. And actually you see these claw marks, right? Now, when squid attack their prey, they claw at the eyes so that their victim can't see what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
well,
their
they have the
beak,
whips.
like with
You
their
have the
beak.
whips. You got the two. You got the two whips that are gnarlier than the tentacles. Like the
Yeah.
two
They
Now
long
have
those
things
a
that can
beak.
like. Well, yeah, they got a beak that can literally. They say. Well, they
they
say
do.
that the ones today can actually the big ones could crush, could like cut through like a 3/4 inch like cable. That's what they say. But can you imagine what that one could do? That's like a. Dude, that's like
Yeah,
like
his beak is right
snipping
here.
through the snipping
Like
through a
a
steel
freaking
girth.
knife.
So there's his eye and there's his beak. His beak is still attached right there.
Like a
You can
friggin'
see his
knife,
big
dude.
No.
bottom jaw and the top
Wow.
part. Now back to the fish, the giant fish. So again, this is the squid's lower half. So the light part is the fish. The dark part right here is the squid's lower body. Now we're talking about that extra tentacle. It's going up here on top of the fish. Now if we zoom in here, we're actually going to see these little suction cups.
Oh no.
That's crazy.
You see, and if you go and look at an actual image of the suction cups, you'll see they're all uneven. None of them are the same. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Can
now
you
So they're not like
zoom up a
they're
little?
not perfect like an octopus leg is what you're
Oh,
saying.
no.
right
That looks like a turtle right above that.
where up here,
Yeah, like up more. Zoom in.
here,
You
Yeah,
saw my
right up
lunch
there.
break where
Or like a clam. Or is that a clam? A little bit
he
further,
did the
right
dragon
there.
thing.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so
No?
there's some weird stuff here. Okay, because so I had the ability to like see things that I guess most people wouldn't be able to see. It's kind of like an investigatory eye, I guess you can call it. So we have this dead squid here, and then he's attached to this dead fish. Now the
Mhm.
squid, right, killed the fish, but what killed the squid?
A
Right.
flood.
No, I
That's
think
how it
that
gets
was
fossilized.
that you're right. That's how it gets fossilized, but that's not what killed these things. Remember, because things don't just die. And yes, there was a flood,
A mud
but
flood.
I'm pretty sure things were killed before the flood occurred. So
Mm.
we
Dude, if you
have
tell me there was a man that threw a big spear and killed the squid, I'm gonna freaking live through.
no look this
Hey,
it's
Nazi.
even what
Yo, Nazi. Hey,
yeah
go onto your Google real quick. Open a new tab and type in KUNLUN mountains. Just do it real quick. And then go to images and show everybody that real quick. I hate to
What?
Where
interrupt
is
what
that
you're showing
squid?
because it's awesome. But just check it out because everybody's probably trying to clown on you right now, but I believe you. But
Nobody's
just do it.
clowning.
oh yeah
Who's
I don't really
clowning?
care if people are trying to clown on me.
Yeah,
Where are you at right
they
now?
Anyway,
are. Who are you talking
On
about?
Google
No,
Earth,
just
what
show it. Just show
region?
it real quick, dude. Just type in
okay, yeah I'm
Kunlun
just gonna
Oh,
Mountains.
yeah we'll get to that later. So I'm gonna stick to what we're doing. So we're in Africa.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, northern Africa. This is
Cool.
the Sahara Desert. Okay. So back to what I was saying. So the squid, right, has been separated from his body after he was attached to this fish. Now, the weird thing is this up here. Okay, we have this white line, this line with like this white stuff. Okay. And
Nobody
it
lives
kind of
there.
like what? Oh, somebody live. People
Desert.
live. Yeah, people live here. What are you talking about? Look at this.
Hey, have you seen the old maps, like the 1500 maps where they show like the
Yeah.
Ring of Fire and all that? There's a bunch of
No.
towns up in there, and now there's not.
Mhm.
Okay, so back to this. So we have these. It's like this white and this long straight line. Okay. Now up here we also have something else. There's another spot with some of this white stuff, and then
Tell me a
I
tusk or something or a tooth.
I guess you could call all this like some kind of like runoff or something, but it looks kind of like veins maybe a little bit. But the weird thing is that it has a line. Okay, so it goes from here. It starts and it follows. You see, there's white all along the black, right? The white goes all the way up here, all the way here, almost like some kind of electricity has been pushed through this. And you can see the white goes all the way down here. Okay. Now there's a guy, his name is Roger at Mud Fossil University. He says that this is a dragon.
Yeah, I've heard this one.
Now I can kind of see what he's talking about, but I think that there's parts of the dragon that are missing, because I think what happened is, so this event occurred. Okay, this squid and this fish right here somehow ended up, I guess you can say, on land. Okay, and it was used as bait. Now, as it was sitting there, I don't know what size the individuals were, but they essentially set up a trap. So they somehow, this white stuff, they trailed it from here all the way to here, and when this large creature dragon thing came along and took a bite of the squid leg here, they electrocuted it and he exploded. So his head, I'm not sure where his head went. I think this is his eye right
Those
there,
are his gills, bro.
or the remnants of it. It could be, but I'm pretty sure the majority of his head is gone. Not only that, here, where the electricity ends, it almost looks like there's a rippage. I think these right here are his little fins, and then there's like some kind of explosion going here. And then Roger also points out some kind of weird like straight line. I guess he's saying that that's where the cut is, but I think that's actually where the electricity just kind of went through the body of the thing. Now, this is even weirder. Okay, so now this could be chalked up as, I don't know, whatever you want to chalk it up to, right? All this weird stuff. But
Runoff, erosion.
yeah, you could say that, right? But there's a second incident. Okay. So after this thing, right, came along and bit it and was exploded, okay, there was another one, a larger one right here. Now, I didn't mean to rotate. Now, this is where his eye, or its eye, would be. Its mouth is this black line right along here. And I think that there's some of the body right in here. Now, the reason I say there were two events is because here we also have more of that white stuff, more of the white stuff. And then we have what looks like an electrical pattern, or electricity has been run through something. And you can see it runs all the way up through here. Look. And you can see it's like almost like catching fire as well.
Hey, have you
And
seen those guys that they'll take electricity and burn a piece of wood, and then they'll throw like a layer of like finish over it? Like have you seen that?
No, but does it do something
Google
like
it, yeah.
this?
Yeah, it makes these types of patterns. It makes the fractal dendrite pattern.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
electricity
it looks
does.
just
That's
like
what we're seeing.
it looks just like like a lightning bolt, kind of like certain lightning patterns when you see them strike. It looks almost identical to that, or like it's just crazy how the
Hey,
burns
dude.
go through the wood.
Hey,
Beautiful.
Nazi, just Google Kunlun Mountains, bro, and show everybody that. Once you do that, it'll like even the trolls that are in here, they'll know. But you got to go to images, KUNLUN mountains, and then go to images.
Has somebody
Uh,
been saying not seeking is
oh,
full
is
of
that
shit?
it?
I haven't heard anybody in here wanting.
Man, no, that ain't it, dude. KUNLUN.
Yeah, I'm not really
It's
worried
hard to.
about it. So if you want to present it though, you can certainly go ahead and do that because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
put
what
it.
I'm
They don't
looking
give
at. And
me.
I'm not going to spend the time to try to figure it out and then try to show everyone else. So
Yeah,
I'm just
because
going to show what I've already
Okay.
found. It's just much simpler than that. If, like I
right,
said, if
right.
you want to do it, go ahead.
I agree
Thanks,
with
bro.
Yeah. So again, right, we have this electricity, this like event. And of course, it goes up. Well, you can see it looks to me like there's a piece of the body, this gray matter, and it's in the mouth of this larger creature. So it looks like someone set a trap with a squid and a fish and then killed two dragon like creatures. Now, there's a lot more. So here we go. This is also still in Africa. I think this is Libya, I think. So here we actually have, I'll just go straight to the foot. So I'm going to measure it from the heel to the middle toe. So we're starting at the heel all the way to the middle toe. So we got 951 meters. If it's difficult to see, I'll zoom in. I'm going to show you. We got the big toe. We got another little toe right here. There's a little toe right here. You can see there's little nails on the tips. All right. You can see the wrinkled skin of a baby's foot. You can see there's the heel right there. Now this is an unborn baby. The eye probably would have been right about there, and these things right here are actually wings. So if you've ever seen a baby come out of a shell too early, they got these little feather-like stuff growing in. So you can see there, you can see it there. Now the body in its entirety is about 4,000 meters across. Now that is probably the umbilical cord right there. Because as you know, if you know anything about umbilical cords, they actually have two main veins. And here we can see that there's like basically two holes in the middle of a larger one. And this black
just
stuff
like
is
a
probably
chicken.
the sac. Just like
Chicken
what?
egg. Like a chicken egg.
Yeah, like a chicken egg.
Dude, that
Now,
looks like the lamb's head. That was cool. Zoom in one more time. Looks like a lamb's head. That's crazy.
well, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's some kind of female internal bodily parts.
Looks like a friggin' vagina.
I mean, there's plenty of those too. That actually a lot of those are caves, I think, and actually I think a lot of them they're actually properly named. I think there's actually one I saw. It was called the Birth Canal Cave.
Well,
It's like
think
they're not even
about how
hiding
big
it.
these things are and how ridiculous it would be to have them live on a ball, 3959 radius. And like it'd be so tiny. It'd be like like what, 4 or 5 steps, and then you're like across the whole thing that you live on. Like
Oh well,
doesn't make any sense.
it's even worse than that though, because so South America itself is a wing. Like the whole entirety of South America is a wing. Here, this is where the shoulder would be. We run along the top. See, it's interesting. The mountains are only along the western coast of South America, which is exactly where the arm bone would run along. I guess the wing. Right here, we have like I guess it's like a hook or like a whatever you want to call it would be right there. There's like some kind of like weird little fingers, kind of like down here, and then all of this is just flatland in South America. There's no mountains or anything in the rest of it. That's where the drape of the wing is. So how does that work on a ball? And I'm pretty sure the head of the thing is right here. Here, we'll turn it to where he's looking up. The eye would be right there. The other eye would be right about there.
Not to poke
actually probably right there, actually, because it looks like, actually, now that I look like it, this side of the face was crushed.
Continue.
Okay, you were going to poke holes?
I mean, you're showing a ball, bro. I don't know.
I mean, look, I'm using what we're given, right? Do you actually believe that is where we live? Like, look at that. You think that's real?
Well, it's a
I just showed you
depiction
some
of what's real.
impossible things. I mean, I just showed you some impossible things. If we lived on this thing, and you're still going to say, "Oh yeah, we live on that thing."
I mean, squid looks like land features, therefore flat Earth. That's what you showed me, right?
They're what?
Squid looks like land features, therefore flat Earth. That's what I concluded.
For flat Earth. No, I was just showing you that.
Yeah.
No, I was just showing you that we live on top of dead bodies, right? So, and the size of these dead bodies, if we lived on a ball like this with the radius that we're given, how is that even possible? Right? A squid with a 40-kilometer eye lives on a ball with a 40,000 kilometer radius, right? And then there's a fish, right, that's even larger than that. Let's go back and measure the fish. Let's see how large this fish is, right, living on a ball. We'll just go, let's see, from right about here. We'll just say the tail's right about there. So about 1,200 kilometers? A 1,200 kilometer fish lives on a ball with a 40-kilometer radius. I mean, he doesn't have very much swimming room at all. Would you agree?
Well, I mean, the premise, I don't quite understand comparing like the actual squid to land features that sort of lay out the same. If I'm being honest when I say this, that's where you kind of lose me. And it might be because I'm not well studied on it. Yeah.
Well, so what you're saying is that it's totally conceivable that there are land features that completely mimic the anatomy of a squid, but it's all just a coincidence, right?
Well,
because that's a really big leap. That's a huge fucking leap. I mean, you got to be like on some kind of like insanity-inducing drugs to think that.
Okay, I'll agree with you for the sake of argument.
Because that's great, right? That's crazy.
Yeah. What would that look like on a flat Earth, do you think?
What would look like on a flat Earth?
The squid that you're showing.
Oh, well, see, I don't know. Because I'm not, I don't claim a shape to the Earth. I know that we live on top of dead bodies and that we live in a container within the water.
Oh, so okay. So you're pointing out that the Google Earth is incorrect because it shows dead bodies.
No, I'm pointing out that we live on top of dead bodies, but as a whole, Google Earth can't be correct because of the size of the bodies.
Okay, so like if they were correct, they'd be much smaller.
If what was correct? Google Earth.
Right, yeah. If you said they're too big to be real, so if they were a lot smaller, it'd be more realistic.
No. They're too big for Google Earth to be real.
Do you think people use Google Earth every day and arrive where they're expecting to arrive based on the coordinates?
No, they don't. People typically just buy a plane ticket or they use their phone or a map on their phone, but they're not using Google Earth to get where they're going.
That's fair. That's fair.
Do you think your questions are implying something? What do you all want us to get from these questions?
Are you addressing me?
Yes, sir.
I am trying to draw the comparison. I guess I'm trying to draw where land features that may be coincidental, and I was playing along for the sake of argument to try and understand exactly what that means in terms of flat Earth versus globe Earth based on the size I think you mentioned, and why wouldn't the size comport with a globe Earth model? I guess if the squid's going to be present on both of them, why is the globe Earth model version of the squid on the land features incompatible, whereas the flat Earth model isn't?
So again, it's because the creature is too large for the globe. It's impossible.
When you say that, like I understand what you're saying, but like what are you referencing when you say it's too large? Too large compared to what?
The globe. So what I'm saying is the size of the fish doesn't comport with the size of the environment it's in. There's no possible way for that creature to get that big if it's in a limited space. because everyone knows this about fish. If you put it in a small container, it stays small. But if you put it in a bigger container, it gets bigger.
Are you saying that they just drew the maps with the squid in the wrong places?
What?
Well, why would they draw a squid into the surface of the?
No one's drawing a squid. Now are you saying that Google Earth is drawn?
Well, no, I'm just curious what you like. How did that squid get there?
Did you miss all that when I told you that it was killed?
So you actually think it was literally killed and put there, or that's just a false story? I'm sorry. I'm
A
really
false story. So basically,
if-
what I did was I showed you the squid, and then I showed you what it was attached to, and then I showed you what it was used as, and then basically I showed you how it all died.
Okay, no, I follow you that makes sense to me. But the part I don't understand is you're saying that this isn't accurate, so that means that there's not actually a squid there.
What? No, I said that the globe can't be correct if
That's
there's
not
a
a real
squid
picture
there.
of the globe. That picture right there is not a real picture of the globe. They didn't
Okay, so then
make
it's
the
not a real
globe part.
picture. So
Listen,
then it's
stop.
not.
Stop.
So
Let
then
me
it's not a
finish.
real
Let me
picture of a
finish. Let me
squid.
finish.
Well-
Okay, so at some point, stop. At some point, it gets AI generated. Okay, so right there, that's not like if you zoom out, they didn't really go to space and like, yeah, take all these
It's a
images.
model. We get it,
They'll
Taylor. I mean,
acknowledge
come
it.
on. It's a
Okay, so
model.
Yeah,
we have to acknowledge at some point it becomes AI generated. Okay. On the local scale, yeah, they went over with an airplane, but then they put all that and stitched it together on a globe, and they'll acknowledge that.
Oh, I gotcha. So you're saying that
That's what they say. It's
closer
not just me.
the closer the closer photos of the squid are actually taken from a plane, but when you stitch it together, that's when it's inaccurate.
Yeah, they take local. They fly and do local like land stuff. They get images, like they have Google Earth literally does flights, and they do street views. So sometimes they drive through the streets and take videos, and you can go on Google Street View to look at local stuff. But then they have to put all that together. And they acknowledge this. They AI generate. They take tiny strips of view over the Earth, and then they put all that together on
Okay,
the globe. You
so
understand?
if we flew over in a plane, we would see the outline of this squid as he's showing it.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you keep zooming out, it changes to an AI model of the Earth, and they acknowledge that.
I think you're saying
Mhm.
AI, and you might be meaning it, but I would say that it's more of just like a CGI model, right? Like it's built into like it's polygon model or something that they have. It's not necessarily like generated on the fly, but I'm being pedantic, I think.
now
Yeah,
there you
no,
go. There's what you would see if you were there flying over it. So you can actually see that it's an actual feature that exists. There's lots of photos of it.
Okay, so you actually think there is a squid there. It's just that when we zoom out, that's an unrealistic picture of the Earth.
Well, you're mixing
Yeah,
the
when you go all the way out
thing
like
in.
this,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is not right. Yeah, see, and this is actually how I realized that we don't live on this. I was standing in my living room one day, and this shit came on my little Google Chromecast or whatever, and then in the bottom corner it said Earth from space, and I said, "That's not fucking Earth from space. That's a fucking cartoon. What the fuck is this shit?" So I literally went and looked for a photograph of Earth from space, and there are none. It's all some kind of garbage.
Mm.
And then there's all kinds of excuses as to why we don't have a photograph of Earth. Oh, because it's too far on the technology and blah, 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 blah. Some kind of, vomit,
did have-
basically.
I did have one quick question. Like Taylor, it seems like you've done research a lot like Nazi King has done. Do you have anything to add to his presentation? I could tell you were passionate when Wes was speaking up.
No, you just
Can I
cut
go
me
next?
off.
After Taylor?
Hey guys, look, I'm
The
sharing
only
a
reason I got
picture
the
right now.
was because he cut me off in the middle of the sentence. I was trying to finish.
Okay,
Hey,
but you've
check
done
this out,
research
guys.
about this sort of thing.
Yeah, I interviewed Native Americans about their stories of the giants, and yeah, they know it's a real thing.
Gotcha.
Oral legends have been passed down in their families, and they have drawings and pictographs of them and everything.
Hey Nazi, do you see what I just shared? That photo? This is what I wanted you to look up on Google Maps. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll go look at it eventually. I'm just not going to do it right now because I
Yeah,
got
wait.
limited time anyways.
Are you streaming?
What is that? That's an obvious fucking backbone, dude.
Yeah, I would agree. That's what I'm saying. I'll probably go look at these things at some point, but not right now.
This is like obvious though. I mean, your squid was cool. I loved it, dude. Thanks for sharing. But this is like hands down slam dunk.
Well, sure, but the thing is with the squid I can actually show the anatomy of, right? You can show that and say, oh, it's a backbone or whatever, but there's all kinds of ways to wiggle out of that being an actual backbone with some kind of like geological excuse. What I'm showing, it's very difficult to show a geological excuse, right, for what I'm showing.
Yeah, I agree. Your presentation.
Have
is
you seen
a lot more
Have you seen
convincing.
Stellium's work? Have you seen Stellium's work on the anatomy? Obviously not.
What was that, Crizzle? Or I thought it was Crizzle.
No, that was
Oh,
How are you
Sophia.
gonna
it was
wiggle out of
Sophia.
that though?
My mistake.
Like,
Yeah, please stick to the topic.
Quiet.
explain how you're gonna wiggle out of this in some geological thing. Like,
What do you mean?
so what you said you can wiggle out of it, so wiggle out of it.
Well, no, I'm not going to wiggle out of it. What I'm saying is other people who think they live on a ball and the earth, formed over millions of years through some kind of weird process will have an easier time giving a geological excuse for what you presented rather than what I have presented.
I wonder, have you ever like gone around like to other landforms and like I don't know if you could tell if this is a male one or a female one, if we could find if there's like another one, like a mate or something like that. Have you ever looked around or have you just started doing this?
Well, there's a guy that does only this on his YouTube channel. He's called Stellium. What is it? Stellium something. He actually lives by a mountain that used to be an elephant. If you go and look at his stuff, what he does is he goes to these places and then he matches the environment with the anatomical features. It's undeniable. It's dead bodies.
Wesley, was there like a how to ask the most annoying question course I missed? If you have a resource on that, I'd love to check it out.
Oh, he's found one. I was just wondering if there's another one. I would
Well,
think there'd
I'm
be
sure
more than
there
one.
is,
Okay.
but I'm not going around like looking for these things. It's kind of like I'll every once in a while I'll sit down and I'll look at Google Maps and see if I can see anything, but I'm not really doing a whole lot of investigating.
Okay. You happened upon that one and you found, or did you find that from somebody else, or did you find that yourself while looking?
Well, yeah. So I was watching the Mud Fossil University channel, and then he also pointed out. I don't know if he says this is a. I know he doesn't say this is a squid. He just says this is the Eye of Atlantis. I see it's a squid. He sees this as a fish, but he sees the fish the other way. But what he sees is the dragon. So he doesn't see the fish really and the squid, but he sees the dragon. So once I saw that, then I just kind of started looking around. Just kind of like the first thing I did was I backed out and I looked at Africa, and it's really funny. The head or this actually looks like a turtle head. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up. Let's do snapping turtle because they got the best.
Tank, what do you think is going on here?
I think there's so many secrets in this area of the world. There's so much. This is like a massive flood scar. This whole area of northern Africa. There's a lot of guys that have actually gone there, and it's very difficult to establish like a line of resources. So you got to be like a badass weathered traveler to be able to get out there. But like Greg Braden, I think, has gone out there. Timothy Alberino has gone out there, and there's just tons of evidence for that. This used to be like an ocean floor or like a deep seabed. So to me, this is connecting in a lot of ways, but I'm not at the point where I think these are like dead bodies. I think there's something bigger or something slightly different going on, but I'm in a similar vein. I don't necessarily totally agree with this or disagree with
Now
it.
here we go. Here's a
Jimmy
snapping turtle.
Corsetti. Hold on, dude. So Jimmy Corsetti went on Joe Rogan and talked about that Eye of the Sahara, and then just recently, what's his name? Professor Dave did a whole piece on how Jimmy Corsetti is like a grifter. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Yeah.
For the slow kids up front, Helios, can you fill us in on Jimmy Corsetti? Is he a researcher in this field?
Yeah, he's just a YouTube content creator, but he got popular, and I don't know too much about him. I've only seen a few of his videos.
Okay.
But Professor Dave calls him a grifter.
Oh, okay.
Wesley, I'd go check out
Literally,
Timothy
who
Alberino.
cares what
He does some
Professor
like
Dave?
badass on the ground stuff.
Professor Dave is a joke. Why would anybody care?
He's
what
not
he-
even a professor.
Like, why would anybody take him serious or care.
Hey, Tank, what was the last name of that person you mentioned?
Alberino.
Thanks.
Yeah, like he actually went to that tribe in Africa with the face peeler claims. Like went there and interviewed the people there, and like he's done some really interesting stuff, trying to debunk some of these really crazy conspiracies. Like what is it? Do you guys Kumupuchu? Is that the name? I'm butchering it. There's the two locations. Yeah, and there's another one. There's a couple of these locations, and he's one of the few
easy
people
to remember. Titicaca.
Yeah. Well, he's showing how the Smithsonian, all the efforts and the resources that they've put into covering up all of these giant bones. And so like to me, how large these creatures that he's showing us, like this is seriously a reality to consider. Like they covered up any evidence that there would have been of these fallen or the giants referred to in a lot of different stories. And to me, that's like this crazy, like, whoa, the Smithsonian they know about this and they have a budget to hide it. Like,
well, yeah, the Smithsonian. So the Smithsonian is from the line of Cain. Tubal Cain was the first Smith, the Smith's son. So the Smithsonian is going around basically hiding reality from everyone else. Now, so back to what I was saying. So have you heard the myth or the story that we live on the back of a turtle?
Yep.
Right. So here
all
we
the
go.
way-
We have a
Yeah.
what? Yeah, and then something all the way down. Yeah. So we got
Yeah.
a snapping turtle, right? You see his underjaw, right? It's got that little hook or whatever. Now going back to this, now it's facing the other direction, but this is the bottom jaw right here. I think this is Iraq, and then we have the top jaw right here. You can see this is the beak. You can see he's got like a kind of an underbite. This is the hinge where his jaw would be, and this is probably his nostril. These two lake things. Looking things. That's probably his eyes.
Shell, you know what the shell is? The shell, you know how the shell can detach? So it detached and it spun around somehow, flipped over, because he's probably like upside down, right? And now it's like the big basin bowl that we all live in.
Well,
it contains all the water.
It's either the underside or what could make even more sense is it's the top side of our container.
All the water would fall off, but if it was
No. So the water. So I'm not sure what you think. They tell us that space is the thing that's infinite, but it's actually the water that's infinite.
Yeah, but when I look out, I don't see water.
Well, of course not, because there's a void. So when you read Genesis, it tells us that the Elohim fashioned where we live within the waters.
Yeah, he's talking about Earth, bro.
Right, and Earth is a bunch of dead bodies. So if Earth used to be a big turtle and then they destroyed it and then they fashioned where we live, I mean...
I got the whole turtle beak thing, the snapping turtle thing, but I was... trying to connect the shell to it containing the water, but after that, you lost me.
Well, so...
Yeah, so, I don't know, there you go. Whatever, they said the name in the beginning, I didn't care to take a screenshot, I should have, but if you were watching, you would have caught it.
Gotcha. I figured out enough. That's bizarre.
Right? I don't know, supposedly from what they say, there's no psychoactive ingredient discovered yet to date. But all it does do is make you see tiny little people. So
Nothing else. That sounds weird.
So there you go.
No deep spiritual insight. No, revelatory epiphanies. No, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Unless you can fucking somehow gather up the little people and figure it out, Maybe there's something going on there.
Smurfs.
Gio might be old enough to have watched the cartoon David the Gnome. Does anybody remember that cartoon?
I remember David the Gnome. Yep. That was a good cartoon, dude. Swift, the dog.
The fox.
The fox, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope, dude.
What'd you say, Gargamel? I mean, Crizzle?
Yeah, the Smurfs.
Yeah, little people. People mushing. You guys are acting like it's like a Monday night or something.
I just woke up 6:30 in the morning, yeah.
Oh, shit. Is it Tuesday over there?
What do you say?
Tuesday morning over there?
Yeah.
So weird.
We're in the future. It was crazy Monday yesterday.
Scared me. I'm like, wait, it's still Monday.
She has come from the future to tell us what lay ahead. How's it going, Grizzle?
Yeah, pretty good. Just need some coffee.